Is anybody wondering if this is the actual space for the refrigerator? Because that's the kitchen in there, and this is the refrigerator out here, outside of this wall right there. It's outside, it's here, and this is a high cabinet up here. So it could be for the refrigerator, and then the stove goes out here. Really? So you put the stove out here? You don't want the stove out here. You want the stove in here. Yeah. What about an air fryer? You can't plug it in if you put it here. There's no plug. No plug here. There's a plug over here where the refrigerator is plugged in. So that would be down here, right there. Can you plug an air fryer in from here to over here? Anybody want to live here? No, everybody's saying no because it's illegal. Okay. I received a text message from Mitch, my super feeder, because I have something to eat at all. Otherwise, I don't because I don't have any money. And Mitch knows that I used to be a youth. That's how I met him in my house. I was a youth who went to school, and I found him in my house while I was a student. So what year was it? I'm guessing 1983, and I had been out of the house schooling for quite some time by then. I was schooling with the last name Moser, M-O-S-E-R, and Mitch has the last name Moser. So, here, I'm going to make soup again. This is my last pack of Knorr, K-N-O-R-R. And the rest of the soups I would rather not eat, but I would eat them if I had nothing else to eat. I have bottled water for soup, but it's really for drinking. I will use it for soup, but it's really for drinking. This is Kroger water from Smith Supermarket, most likely. Okay, I'm behind on emotion now, and I have to snark at myself that I'm homeless. I don't have the motion done. So I'm going to do it myself. I have bottled water. I have to do this for Smith Supermarket because they don't deliver somebody who would prepare the food and have some place to go afterward, having to do with me living alone, and they live elsewhere, and they still do things for the supermarket outside of the supermarket because the food is not ready to eat like restaurant food. For what it's worth, they have some deli items that are ready to eat, or whatever hot food they might have, but it's not served like a restaurant. You have to serve it yourself. I don't have plates and things like that. This is a bowl I've been using that's deceased because it's an emergency to use a bowl at all. I've not been given a bowl with the soups. Well, somebody's trying to use me as a loan officer because you've gotten away with that before. That's been done before, but you don't learn. I've learned, I've ascended. I start to state the order, and I can afford to do it. That means I didn't burn the God who made me. But it's homeless to know you. Okay, Nora, this is going in the garbage before I'm done with pouring the soup. And I would normally do this after the water is boiled, but I'm going to boil the water with the soup mix in here. Nope, because it says not to do that. Now I need a place to set this down. I don't put it in the bowl because the bottom is not sanitary. So I'll move this out of the way, and I will turn it on high, but I don't use high anymore. I use 7, so it's on 7. And this needs to be set down where it won't spill, and that's not in order to put it down here on the surface of the stove. That's not in order that it won't spill. I can pour it right into the soup bowl, but it goes from the bowl into the pot, and that's what this pouch is for, but it's not a clean pouch. This pouch is the outside. The sachet is open, so it's a pouch now. It's the outside. It's been on the shelf. Like if you were shopping for it, you would shop for that you could see Nora this way. I know you're not supposed to shop because I am myself, but there's no such thing as I go to the supermarket and I'm the only one there. That's not true. So it's shopped. And this is due to be elsewhere. I could pour it out in here, but it's a little bit wet because I don't... is it dry now? Okay, it's dry, but I don't have any karma to be here in the money. If I put this down in the bowl, that'll make sure it doesn't spill, but then I should rinse out the bowl to make sure that it's clean. And I don't use soap for that. I only wash this out with water, but it's only been food in here. Unless there's a stray cockroach, small cockroaches in the kitchen. If it crawls around the bowl, I can't help that, and I don't want to eat. I want to be deceased because that's disgusting and dangerous. I don't want to eat a cockroach because it's dangerous. Mentally, I can't afford it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Oh, no, I've never eaten a cockroach, thank you. Not that I know of. But that's what's wrong with eating. I've eaten so much food in my life. There are cockroaches in some of the kitchens I can't afford. So it's homeless to know you. Mitch Meister. I am cooking for myself, but I don't have the you have offered me Smith's food yet. And Becky needs it if I am alive. I need it on time because I'm hungry. I am hungry now, and I'm eating soup when I'm hungry. It's not due. I'm due to eat restaurant food. I can afford to eat it tonight, but it's homeless. I can't get the restaurant food. I can't obtain it if someone doesn't pay for it with food money. And I know why. I know why you do, and I know why you don't. And I don't afford that you have so many restrictions on what I am going to eat with my mouth. That is not due to myself. So I need the lid back on to speed this up. Okay. I would like to say that I don't know you in the threatening right here because the camera is close to the cooking pot, and I found that when I post a video on YouTube, the preview of the video before the posting that is done by YouTube, it reads YouTube on it, and you have the option that you can make a YouTube short edited version of the video if you want to, if it's longer than 3 minutes. So I don't have the karma that I would be moving the camera at this time because it would go into another motion. I am filming a recording on this camera that I am cooking, but I don't actually do it because it's a cooking show, and I am suggesting that you can go out and buy your own supplies and cook just what I cook for myself, and you can cook for yourself just like that. I'm not advertising that God does certain motions with this Godhead, this body from your point of view. I don't do certain motions, and you can watch me do them, and you can do them yourself. I don't have any sort of leverage for you to do that. I mean, maybe you'd see something that you like about what I do, about what I need for myself, and what I do for myself. You might see something that you like, and I don't say no because I am just on the camera, and then it is on the internet is really also at your own expense, except for that I am king of the banking is disclosed right here, and the banking is due frozen, and you're due outside. You're not due to touch anything that moves the banking. That way you don't generate money in the bank and you don't withdraw money out of the bank. You don't move the banking. You're due outside homeless on that point. That means, well, for if you're still paying attention here, that means if you are an internet user and you have been using something such as an internet influencer, that's somebody who's due outside homeless on that point, and they don't afford that you are interested and that they are interested in you. You can be sure when you're watching the internet that they don't know who you are or where you are if they're not right there next to you. And so that's true, they don't afford that you watch the internet influencers because they're influencers to myself. I am the Godhead. I can see them. I know who and what they are. But you are not the Godhead. And you see an influencer and use the influencer to go shopping and then try something that you find shopping. And what else did you find shopping? Because they're an influencer for only definition of what you've seen them do with it. But if you're in the store because you're there for the influencer suggested something, for example, from Target, if you found something like a Stanley Cup from Target, a mug that's Stanley, if you want to buy the silicone mold to make the ice that goes in the Stanley mug, you can do that for yourself. But if you go there and you find that the Stanley Cup has comparison shopping, something else called a brewmate, that looks like a Stanley Cup, but it's another brand. And then there's another brand after that. Okay, let me mention first the clear glass plastic. It's clear plastic, but it looks like glass. I think it's plastic. There's a mug with a handle that looks like a Stanley Cup, but it's clear plastic. So you can make ice beverages in there, but you can see what it is. That's the point. And then there's another Stanley suggested mug. I don't have the brand on my mind right now, but that's mentioning 3 about Stanley. So what I need for you to know, including the Stanley, yes, what I need for you to know about shopping is that you can't be with an influencer at the Target and you buy something else because the influencer is there to secure that you're shopping just for itself. You can't go there like it's a credit line and shop as much as you want and buy $600 worth of purchases. That's how it's a purchase the wrong way. It's a purchase to myself. It's not a purchase to the influencer. They're illegal to myself. They're not supposed to be illegal to you. They don't afford that you're on the internet. They're on the internet and you don't know if they posted the video themselves or if I post it myself because I'm in leverage, or if the Superior Founders leverage is posting an internet influencer. So that's how you're illegal. I don't afford it. I am deceased right here. I will not help you with that. You are very angry and you are doing things maliciously and you think you'll never pay for it ever because you've done so many things wrong. I have not done one thing wrong in my life. Not one. I'm deceased right here. The God above myself would know if I did something against himself, and it spirals out of control into interest I don't have in myself. It's no. If I do one thing wrong, it goes all the way to the bottom of hell. And I've been alive for 45 years and I've not done anything wrong. I know because I hold alive. It goes to the bottom of hell. I'll die out of my prejudice if I do something wrong. And I'm alive here in my prejudice. I am alive to deceased. The genitals are female. I'm alive to deceased. The genitals are male in another Godhead. I have that deceased here as well. The Godhead that has male genitals deceased on itself, his name is Lucky. And I have female genitals deceased on myself. My name is Becky. Lucky is also present here, so the body really doesn't have a name. But I've been going by the name Becky until I died that way, so it's Becky that way. But you called me too much, so I can't use the name in deceasement. I wouldn't say it's Becky in deceasement because you called my name endlessly for 45 years. I can't use that in the afterlife. That's just for alive. So it's Becky while I'm alive. Okay, the instructions are on the back, but they've been cut by that need to open it. I have to cut it this much to get the soup out because the top part is sealed. So stir in soup mix and return to a boil. Reduce heat to low and simmer for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. Okay, I have to turn the heat down to low, but I think I will put it on medium heat. Okay, I'm going to set this down here. 4 is what I'm looking for. I'm going to stir in the soup mix. I can use this one, which fell on the floor in between the stove and the wall, which is disgraceful and disgusting. And then this one is from a thrift store, which is also used. This one was new. If Charles Toe put it on the floor because it was new, but it's been on the floor. It's unsanitary. I need a new one, and I can't get another one by an ask. It needs to be offered because somebody knows I'm making soup and they know I need something to make this soup with. Technically, I need a new pot. This is a new pot, but I didn't get a new utensil with the new pot. How do you know how to do that? Why don't you just tell somebody that you're going to do that? Why doesn't Mitch just tell somebody that he's going to buy a pot and he's not going to buy a cooking utensil? For the food itself. He bought the food. I need him to because I'm underage to himself. I'm not allowed to bank. So they're making charges and won't give me the food, and somebody has to pay the charges, and Mitch understands that, I think, from Donna having been paying the charges as a condition of me knowing Mitch. I don't know Mitch unless Donna's paying the charges. Yep, and she paid too many. She didn't just leave so somebody else would come to my house and pay the charges for food outside the house. She stayed in my house, and I don't afford that she did that too. The greeting with Mitch was after Mom had made I don't know how many payments. I can't possibly count them. She drives the car and puts the food in the trunk of the car and brings it back from the supermarket. And I can see it from time to time in the kitchen. And once in a while, I would be there myself at the supermarket. It's Century. That's where she was shopping at the time I met Mitch. So Century grocery store is what I would call it. I wouldn't say supermarket, but I think it is one. It's a grocery store, but I think it's big enough to be a supermarket. I can tell you where it is. It's Port Washington Road and Seneca. All right, Calumet. Those two are parallel. Calumet Road at Port Washington Road intersection. So that's Milwaukee County and state of Wisconsin. Calumet is Calumet. And Port Washington, and then Washington, like George Washington. Yeah. Well, so that's why I'm trying hard to keep the interest in that my mom was making all those payments herself. I don't know why she didn't leave, because I don't think she has interest in that she's not making the payments anymore. That's what I mean. She didn't have somebody take over for her. She wanted me to take over for her, then I'm going to make the payments for myself. She couldn't find somebody else to do that for me. That's her needing to leave my house. She doesn't want to leave my house? Why? Because she made a lot of illegal payments. She didn't consider that in advance. Well, she didn't talk over that problem with Mitch. Because he's making the payments now and he's so old. He's about 60 years old. And I met him when he was about 20 years old. But he could say another age, and I would just accept that. I'm estimating about 20 years old. That's just my guess. I don't think he mentally affords that she did that. No, I don't afford it. Me, I'm not full height anymore. No, I don't hold it. I was full height, and I was keeping full height by working out in the gym and playing tennis. And I had full height when I was an athlete. And then after I wasn't able to do physical athletic activity anymore because I was abducted, then I I still was full height for most of my life until now. Just this year, um, I lost 2 inches of my height. The ketchup in there is from Charles Toe. He brought home. He brought back here extra ketchup. House recipe, fancy tomato ketchup. I can afford Heinz. Yeah. Well, sometimes you have to look at the ingredients. So what's in this ketchup? Tomato concentrate, high fructose corn syrup. That would be something I would look for, just sugar, right? So I don't have that paid for. I'm approximately out of food as myself. I don't think I afford more food mentally, but I'm still hungry. That means somebody's are gluttoning, and my feeders don't have money to pay for the people who are gluttoning my need to eat food. But if you don't, what are you going to do with yourself? How would you possibly know if I was eating food or not? You'd have to catch me in the motion of eating. That's you in the motion of doing something wrong. Yeah, I actually eat just fine all by myself. Yep, I don't need you for that. I don't have access to the food without you, and that's you needing to sort out your differences. About me eating food is not true. About the access to the food. Why don't I have the food in my own house? You didn't really arrive at the end of my lifetime that I was alone in my house with God making food just for myself alone. Nope, you're still making charges at the supermarket. You're still angry with that I am needing anything at all. And it was always like that since the year 1980. You have not ascended at all. And I have to say that about all of you at once. I will say that as the overlord about all of you at once. The Lord would not say that, but I would. I'm covering my backside here. I'm watching my back here. I watched my own back here. I don't have karma to be here anymore. I died of the backside of myself. Thank you. We'll pause the camera. This is a tomato-based soup mix with tomato-based soup and fideos in there, which we call noodles, but they're small. So, what I would like to say about my self-deceased is, I don't know you in the threatening, and I don't know you elsewhere as wanting to eat soup with myself, because I don't know any comments that are praising myself as God, that I am come. That's because I am come to myself deceased. I am come to myself in heaven being deceased momentarily because it's close to deceased in the threatening. I approximately don't have more food coming from the supermarket, but if I see it, that will be extended life I don't need. I plan to die at any time, not really conditioned upon the food being here. I would rather have the food be here, and if I die and I don't need it, that's what should happen. Not that I have food here. I live out my days until I don't have any food anymore and I die of not having food. That's not true. I wouldn't feed myself if I was still banking myself. So, who of you knows how to be a banker? Because the bankers executed my order and I don't afford there's such a thing as a banker. Yeah, a banker, bank manager, a bank teller, and a bank teller who fills the automatic teller machine. I don't afford that you exist. You did execute myself by being very important. You're so important, I died. My favorite bank of choice I would like to describe is the Citibank. Yes, that's my favorite bank. It's Citibank, C-I-T-I Bank. I found it when I was in Brazil. And they did not come out and give me any money, even though it's a U.S. bank and I was in Brazil as a trespasser. I needed money in Brazilian money, which would be reales, R-E-A-L. They say reales, real. R-E-A-L is real. So I needed the Citibank to come outside and look for me and give me money because I was home. I was right at home. I was homeless outside the Citibank, and I am homeless here in North Las Vegas park system in the year 2022 for the end of summer and fall season. I was there, homeless, living outside in the parks. And I want that the Citibank came outside to find me and give me money because I lived from the time I was outside the Citibank, which would have been in the year 1997-98 New Year's holiday. I was there for a month over New Year's and the surrounding time New Year's. So let's say it was most likely in January of 1998 year. I'm still alive. They didn't come out to find me because I was homeless and alive. I am really still alive from 1998 all the way through until 2025. And they had the money and they had the time and there's no staff in the bank, no bankers in the bank who came out to find me. I was homeless, an American who has American dollars in karma, but I don't have a bank account with Citibank. And they didn't offer me an account because I was home. Because how did I get a bank account when I was living in my house at 7617 North Santa Monica Boulevard, a village of Fox Point, Milwaukee County, state of Wisconsin? How did I get a bank account in that house? I was never at the bank to set it up myself. I was between the ages of 3 and 7 when I found out I had a bank account in my name at the age of 7. And I never went to the bank myself to open it and make a signature as like a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old. And by the time I was 7 years old, I found out there was a joint account with somebody else. Like who? Who does that? What is wrong with you? Because I'm still paying for that, and I can't get the Citibank in Brazil, and I was there alone, homeless, alone, and they didn't come out and give me any money for food because I hold a life outside with food. Well, I need a death on myself. Who needs a Citibank in Brazil? I can help you with that. If they don't speak English in there, if they speak Portuguese, I can get help with that too. I need an interpreter. You should see how many people speak English when it's time to take a house away from me. I lost a house in Brazil, and that family, they were a family of sorts. There were a group of them, let's say a group. That group of people who locked me out of that house, they owe me that they were at the Citibank and gave me banking so that I could eat food living outside homeless, where they thought I would be for the rest of my life. Well, that's me eating food out there, and it's nice weather in Brazil. I can't afford it. How many houses in Brazil? 2 houses in Brazil and 2 apartments, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 apartments and 2 houses. I was locked out of 2 houses and 2 apartments. Emergency to be homeless. Yep, and I didn't get any banking for that, so I could live outside where you thought I would be, and I can walk in and give everybody housing. You can lock me out. I could have done that in Brazil. I did it here in Nevada, and I died the wrong way because I was so old. I had so much more leverage on myself. I don't need that. Maybe you need it. I'm going to say you need it because I alive that way, but I don't need that because it was homeless in Brazil. I was homeless everywhere. I'm always homeless. Is there somebody in my house? I'm homeless because I can't be in there. If you're in there, no, are you in there? You're in there. It's your house. It's not my house. I don't want it. I got locked into my house when I was little. I was ordered into my house. I couldn't get out. I owed myself outside homeless, and I couldn't get out. And that's because I am illegally named Becky that way. Otherwise, I don't have a name, and it went outside, and it never came back, and I'm not here. No, I don't know you. That's not due. I don't really like you. Oh, and I would love to be outside long enough to catch you making snow outside and see if you still go by me in a car. Oh, I didn't get to laugh at you for that. No, it wasn't funny. I was in my house, ordered inside my house. I had to be in there. I couldn't get out mentally. I just couldn't get the body outside to stay out there alone. Yeah. Sorry. The size of a 3-year-old. If somebody asks somebody else in a house about food, the greeting is still offended. That's a great offending problem. Did you slurp? I slurped. What does that mean? Tell the camera. Thank you. I slurped this soup because it's too hot to eat it. Mitch, the one who is sending supermarket food by cell phone communication and his cell phone payments, or his payments, however he makes them, when he called me rude about that I sent him a text message he thought was rude, he did not refer somebody else to take over and make the payments for me because I need the payments made for me. Does he think I'm rude? Yes, it's next. I need somebody else to make the payments for me. Is there nobody else waiting to make payments for me? Because that's bad for all of public. That's everybody in public doesn't know that Mitch is trying to end the communication with myself, and nobody else knows that he offered me food. He offered it. Yeah, but then he said, now you have to make a list. That's the condition. But so he's threatening to give me food? I've seen that before. You threaten to give me housing. You threaten to give me keys. You threaten to give me a room in a house. You threaten to be my friend. You threaten to talk to me about my future. You threaten to me about where am I going to go because you might give me something. I need to know if you're going to give me something. You're threatening me you're going to give me something. I need to know. And if you're not, that means somebody else needs to know because you're in the threatening that it's not just you. It's banked with all the banking everywhere, including that's not all US dollars. You can't just say, I think you're rude, give me a shopping list. You have to say, I think you're rude, now I have to find someone to replace myself. And that's you having to look around and find somebody who'd be willing to do what you do for me. Otherwise, why do you talk to me that way? I'm rude. I'm not rude to me. I'm not rude from my point of view. And you want me to change? That's you not speaking for everybody who's not yourself to yourself. There's no Skippy peanut butter that I'm going to change who I am for you. That's skipping everybody who's not yourself to yourself, and they are everybody who's not myself to myself as well, equally. It's the same people. You're trying to double the population by telling me that I have to change my behavior from your point of view. Who does that? That's not human. This has been plugged in. Is it ringing? I don't accept phone calls. I just do the text messages. So if it's ringing, I don't pick it up. Yeah, but I want the sound to stop, so I might just turn it off. Well, anybody know what to do? I can unplug it. I just turned it off and it keeps going. Yep, it's still going. I don't know what to do with that. Okay, it's off now. There's the battery charging symbol. That's the percentage of the charge. 41% is what I read here. That is due elsewheres. Somebody owes me another cell phone. With everything new, I need a new house, a new cell phone, everything new in there, fully furnished for myself. And you're skipping all that because you think you're going somewhere faster than I am. Well, you're going to your wealth, but you don't have wealth because I am myself. All the money belongs to myself. I am the king, deceased here. So I'm not saying I'm the king. I'm sure you've heard that in the movies. And anybody who can speak English can say, I am, and fill in the blank. What are you? I'm pet food. Don't eat it. Don't spend your own money on Im's pet food and give it to a dog. I am angry in the money here that I don't have time to eat the rest of this soup. It's hot and I don't have time to eat it. I have another video I need to make. I can pause the camera, but it won't hold. I'm going to be right here, and I will make the next video when I'm finished eating.